If you see little wisps of hair just floating around, you can blame it on this little sabotage artist. It's kind of the struggles of being a cat owner. So hey guys, are you just gonna stay there? Just hanging out. What are you doing? Where are we going? Oh! So this video is gonna be coming right from inside. Right from the cat on the shirt. That is covered in cat hair for reals. If there's one thing that I don't recommend, it's going online when you're not feeling well to Google your symptoms. The other day I went on webmd.com because I had stubbed my toes so hard that I farted. And this was like an abnormal fart that smelled different. Different in a bad way. So I went online to check out what this meant, and it said that I had the cold black medieval diarrhea death, and that I was not gonna make it through the night. It told me to say goodbye to my loved ones, because I was going to die a poopy death. I guess the point I'm trying to make is you cannot trust this online doctor, because it said the cold hand of death was on my shoulder, and I'm pretty sure all I did was break wind funny. Alright, so the reason I bring this up is because I made a video about this topic on my second channel, and a lot of you were quick to tell me that I have a form of OCD. And you know, we're all medical doctors here, and I'm sure most of you are colleagues of the medical profession, so I trust you. We're all friends here. There are a ton of reasons not to leave the house, and stupid people are most of them. But a reason for me not to leave the house is because every time I go to leave, I leave through the door, which is generally how people leave the house. Unless you're a paratrooper, you could jump off the window. But whenever I go through the door, my big stupid brain is like, oh my god, did you leave the stove on? Did you check to see if that piece of fabric was touching the heater funny? That's literally an issue for me. My curtains touch the heater funny. Freaks me out. Apparently to my brain, my life is like the examples in infomercials where if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. Like I'm pouring myself a nice glass of juice and then I get stabbed by a mugger and then I spilled the juice on the carpet. It's the worst day ever. Or I sit down with a bowl full of chips and then a bus full of children die. Almost 80% of the time I come home from going out somewhere and I expect my apartment to have exploded. Do you know how many buses I have missed just because I've had to run back to my apartment to see if my coffee maker caught fire because I left it plugged in? I don't even think coffee makers just possess the ability to catch fire because they're plugged in. I'll be waiting for the bus and I'll see it start coming up the hill and then all of a sudden this just awful thought will push its way into my brain and be like, hey, there's something leaning up against the electrical socket a little funny. Have fun with that. And if you were to say that out loud, you would probably get some looks, because that's crazy talk. So after I realized this thought, I have the internal struggle, do I go get on the bus and have fun, or do I run upstairs because very less than likely, something is touching something a little funny, and it's gonna cause the 2012 of electrical fires, which is what the Mayans predicted. The thing is, nothing bad has ever happened. The numbers are there, but try convincing my brain that. It's like a stubborn old man who's in denial. As we speak right now, there's a thing touching a thing in the living room, and I know nothing bad's gonna happen. But once I go to leave the apartment, it's every man for themselves. So to combat all this trouble, I've come up with a checklist of things that I have to go look at before I leave the house, which when you think about it, is sort of the behavior of somebody who likes to make furniture out of skin. Like sometimes I feel like I should be in a white room with cushions on the walls in a straitjacket, and if the people there hated me, they could put a piece of fabric a little close to a heater and I would go crazy. I would already be crazy. I would go more crazy! So instead of running back and forth from the bus stop to my apartment, which I'm sure just freaks my neighbors out, I've come up with a list. Hair straightener, microwave, stove, coffee maker, electrical sockets, heater, curtains. The weird thing is there has never been a time where I've used the stove and then just been like whoop 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 and just walked away without turning it off. And the microwave, it's not a nuclear bomb that could go off if the temperature drops a little bit. It's just a microwave. My life is in shambles. So if this is something that you can kind of relate to and you experience whenever you have to go anywhere, don't worry, you're not alone. We're all weird as fuck. So quickly before I end this video, I have some new merch in my store if you want to check it out. districtlines.com/MattG124. I'm going to try and put out new shirts, maybe, you know, every other month. I feel like that would be a good idea. Go have yourself a fun week. And just try not to die in an explosion, if you could. That would be very nice. And I guess I'll see you guys on Friday. Everyone knows the canoes are these ripped, hot, muscular bad boys. But we have a sensitive side too. And the reason we get all the ladies is because we have a